Hello everyone from Intergeo 2022, third day of Intergeo 2022, and here we are at Pix4D booth with Pierangelo. Welcome, Pierre.
Thank you for having me. Hello.
Let's start with understanding flight plan. So what is flight plan for a drone mapping operations and why is critical step?
So the flight plan is how you decide how to acquire all the images for your project. It's really a critical step because if the input is good, then you have a good chance that the results and the deliverables will be good too. So what do you need to pay attention to? First, you always need to check what is your client asking you in terms, for example, of resolution, and then in terms of deliverables. The resolution will determine what kind of camera you will use, what kind of drone, and at what height you will fly. The closer to the ground, the better the camera. The more precise is the smaller is the ground sampling distance, which is the size of the pixel in the image, and the more accurate is your project as well. Then, in terms of deliverable, why is it important? It will, for example, completely change the flight plan if you want a 3D model or a 3D textured mesh of a city, or if you just want an orthomosaic of it, which is a 2D map. If you want an orthomosaic, you will fly in a nadir way, so the camera just pointing down. If you want a 3D model, you will have a double grid pattern with an inclined camera, and this will help you to grab all the facades and make a 3D model out of it. And so that's the few really critical steps. And as I said, what the client wants, so the resolution and the deliverables are the main things. Then this will determine the height and the flight pattern.
Okay. Thank you for explaining. So how to create an efficient flight plan for surveying work?
It's a good question. So once we know all the criteria we discussed before, there are some good flight planning softwares such as Pix4D Capture or Pix4D Scan, and many others that really help you to determine the zone where you fly, the flight pattern. And nowadays it's really becoming super simple to then make the drone fly autonomously. So once you determined all that, you set it up and then you press start and the drone flies. You just need to keep an eye on it so that you always can intervene in case something's happening.
And what about your side? We know that you are working for engineers to give them easier workflows. So would you explain what you are working on it today?
So one of the really great new things we are working on is a terrestrial mapping workflow. Why is this interesting, even if you have drones? Well, if you fly drones, you might know that sometimes you have areas that you don't see from the drone. For example, below a big tree or below a cover or something, and there you're missing data. So you need to complement this data. Someone needs to go there, right?
Sure.
So one of the things we do now is this VDOC RTK, which is an RTK antenna that you can plug on your phone really easily, and that gives you then the possibility to acquire data on your phone with on the new iPhones, for example, the LiDAR and the RGB images, and this will enable you to make super accurate ground photogrammetry, which makes new point clouds and really detailed point clouds from the ground. This can complement your aerial data, but also can work on its own. For example, for the use cases of trenches or accident reconstruction, many things like this, where really this opens up a whole new dimension for photogrammetry and mapping, and it's a new tool in your surveyor toolbox. So I really encourage you to have a look at this. There is a free app to download it, which is called Pix4D Catch. You can download it on the Apple and the Google Play Store, and try it out. It's worth it, and then you can process it further in Pix4D Matic for photogrammetry or on our Pix4D Cloud, and then you have all the deliverables you know. And of course, our solutions also work and are still being improved for all the drone workflows. So really, it's a full solution for terrestrial and aerial photogrammetry, and even the Pix4D Catch app works also indoors. So it's a full solution for your surveying.
Thanks for explaining, and it's a pleasure to having you.
Thank you for having me. Bye bye.